What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a ton of very important information to go over in today's video. Tech stocks had new all-time highs again today. Amazon stock is exploding. There's huge news out of the Pentagon on how they canceled a $10 billion deal with Microsoft. China stocks are tanking, and overall, we have some great plays in today's video. So make sure you stick around to the end. And at the end of today's video, we have an $11 million trade for this Friday. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe as we post brand new videos every single day. But Tom, let's get right into today's episode.
Yeah, and the big news was Amazon today really exploding up, breaking out of those daily highs, breaking that resistance around $3,600, flying up to $3,685 at the end of the day. This was an amazing move. People are starting to target $4,000 a share now on Amazon, and quite frankly, I could see it, especially with this news, especially over the next couple of weeks. I'm not gonna say Amazon's gonna hit 4,000 tomorrow or anything like that, but I could definitely see it hitting that eventually. And who knows, maybe Amazon will start to split with this great news. But like you said, Mike, the Department of Defense is canceling their $10 billion cloud contract that was subject of a legal battle between Amazon and Microsoft. But the good news is that the Pentagon is launching a new multi-vendor cloud computing contract, and both Microsoft and Amazon are going to be on that deal together. So it does help Amazon, who obviously lost out to Microsoft on that deal. And I'm just going to go ahead and get into the info here, but CNBC reports that the lucrative JEDI contract was intended to modernize the Pentagon's IT operations for services rendered over as many as 10 years, and Microsoft was awarded the computing contract in 2019, beating out market leader Amazon, or AWS, Amazon's web service, which is Amazon's cloud computing unit. But the main reason of this was that Amazon argued that they lost the contract because President Donald Trump had bias against Amazon and CEO Jeff Bezos, which influenced the Pentagon to give the contract to Microsoft. So that's the main reason why this ended up happening. But in the end, now both companies are going to get it. But it did make Microsoft go down intraday. And we can see how volatile those candles got on the 1 minute. Within that 1 minute, it extended from 276 all the way down to 274.28, which is a pretty big move just for one single minute.
Very, very interesting. So yeah, Amazon stock is just exploding. They broke all-time highs and they have a ton of momentum. So definitely keep it on your radar. But Tom, what's going on with these China stocks like Baba? Just the other week, they were exploding up, and I thought that they were gonna, rally back up to maybe like $250 on Baba. But a lot of these things are really struggling.
Yeah, we really saw them going down across the board. We can go check out Baidu was tanking off. Baba ended up going down. KWEB is really down. JD also falling. DD got hit the hardest, down 19%. And this is all just because of the Chinese government continuing to crack down on more and more companies. And they actually blocked DD's app from being downloaded, which is a pretty big thing. D ended up falling. We did cover this a little bit in yesterday's video, but the move appears to be part of a broader crackdown from China, according to CNBC. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on right now between, data security in China and then the United States trying to do things. So, and just keep in mind that the United States and China, their relations and their tensions right now are getting a lot more heated. Trump was trying to ban investments in different companies tied to the U.S. military, or to the Chinese military, I should say. And then they're also just pushing against China in a whole bunch of different aspects. I know that they were going after them for doing some religious stuff in like Hong Kong, and just weird like humanitarian issues and stuff like that also. So anytime the US and China have conflicts, it can be bad. And I'll take you back a couple of years ago on the SPY. Back here in 2018, you can see the SPY fell from 291 all the way down to 235 whenever we got into a spat with China, and we ended up having a trade war for a couple months. So just keep in mind, any bad news with China could definitely make the market pull back, and we are overextended right now. So this type of news, it could definitely, I think, cause a pullback with it being, this much overextended. We're getting pretty far up there and even pretty high above pre-COVID levels.
Very, very interesting. So now let's get right into our member of the day and the momentum plays. So today's member of the day is Clinton B. He made a great comment on yesterday's video saying Been watching y'all every night since I started trading about a year and a half ago. Thanks so much for always working hard to bring us great videos on time and delivering non-biased news and possible setups. Well, thank you so much, Clinton, for those great words, and thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate the support. But Tom, let's get right into these momentum plays. And with the first one, we have Zoom to the upside.
Yeah, Zoom had another great day today. Go ahead and make them break above the high of day around 403.50.
All right, with the next one, we have Starbucks.
S-Bucks, this one's looking pretty good. Make them break out above 116.
All right, and with the last one, we have Chewy, CHWY.
I actually haven't heard about this one for a couple months, but it broke out above that $84 area. I would say make it pass above 84.60 tomorrow morning.
Sounds like a plan. So we are watching these 3 plays for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. But now it's time to get into that $11 million trade for this Friday. We are looking at the Nvidia 850 strike calls that I said expire on this Friday. I am definitely going to say that the smart money is shorting these calls. If anything, I think they're like a covered call, but I can also see them as like short calls. Nvidia is getting super overbought, and I think that there's a good chance that we'll see it pull back pretty soon.
Yeah, this stock has just been killing it the past couple weeks, and we're getting closer and closer to that split. So we'll just have to see what continues to happen. And I will point something out on my Nvidia chart for the long term, going all the way back to 2020. There's actually been a long-term trend line that Nvidia has been moving off of quite a bit, actually, and we're getting really close to that right now. And I'm wondering if that might be the upper area for Nvidia, maybe somewhere right around where we hit today, around 833. Maybe somewhere around 840, who knows? But I could definitely see it hitting somewhere soon and pulling back, especially with this technical right there. It even gives me, even more confidence.
All right, and then we have Roro saying, great work, guys, SPCE to the moon. So I saw that SPCE had a pretty nice recovery intraday, but looks like it didn't have the best close. What are we thinking with this one?
Yeah, it had a lot of momentum early on this morning. And, they do have an event coming up this weekend on July 11th. Richard Branson, the CEO and founder of Virgin Galactic, is actually going to be flying up into space using SPCE's like rocket system and everything like that. And they're going to stream it on YouTube. So definitely look out for this stock to possibly start to move. I will say it held that 46 support pretty well today. And I do like the movement it had early on. And I think if we start to see good movement tomorrow around open, we might see some more upwards momentum. But keep in mind, I think that the momentum might come a little later in the week as we get closer to that event. But either way, I think that there's definitely a potential for SPCE to start to move. That doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, but SPCE usually likes to run on these events. Now, be very careful holding through the event, because keep in mind the one time in the past when SPCE was around $35, it popped all the way up to 62.80, and then they had a test flight that ended up going wrong, and it sent stock really far down. So if something goes wrong, or they have to abort it or something like that, it could definitely turn around. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to hold it through there, I would recommend playing it up into the event.
All righty, and then we have Outlaw saying, hey, Mike and Tom, happy Monday. Does it look like Palantir will hit $30? Thank you in advance. So let's check it out. I think Palantir can definitely hit $30 over like the next couple months or so. For it to hit $30 sometime soon, it would need a really nice pop up. And honestly, I don't see it like within the next couple weeks, but in the next couple months, I can definitely see it touching 30.
Yeah, me too. But definitely they'll get some time if you're going to swing that or something. I'll give it a couple months, like Mike said. In the short and happen with it, it did kind of have a little bit of a turnaround day today. And it seems like there's a pretty good support down there, right around 24.30. Maybe you could say 24.40, but overall looks like a pretty good support down there. So maybe that will be an area to look for tomorrow. If we break that to the downside, then maybe look at puts in the shorter term, or just play a different play like Zoom or something that's breaking out.
All right, and then with the next comment, we have GZ saying thoughts on Tesla for the week. So Tesla had a pretty bad day today. I know yesterday we had the smart money going into the put options, which I believe were the 500 strike for this week. And even though Tesla was down 3% today, the puts still finished in the red. So the 500 strike puts still finished down about 60%, which is pretty big. It goes to show you how expected moves work in theta when it comes to options. But right now, obviously, it doesn't have that upwards momentum. But at the same time, with tech stocks rallying the way they are, it's hard to bet against Tesla right now. So I'm just kind of neutral on this one. I feel like there's better opportunities in the market right now. I'm still a pretty big fan of Zoom overall. And even for like plays to the downside, even though I love Nvidia for the long term, I think they're pretty overextended to the upside right now. So I'm kind of eyeing out either maybe Nvidia puts, but most likely like Nvidia call credit spreads.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. That'll definitely make the trade, definitely a lot safer. And whenever you look at something like Nvidia that's way up, it could always continue. So I think that getting into those spreads like that will definitely be better than just buying puts straight up. Plus, it'll also, it will unfortunately limit some of the potential amount that you can make on it, but it will really limit the risk. So if you guys are new to spreads or something, just check out some of our old videos. Just go ahead and type in like stocked up spreads or something like that. And there's a ton of videos on there.
You know it. We have a ton of videos on spreads, expected moves, theta, options pricing. There's a ton of cataloged videos on the channel. So if you guys ever have any questions when it comes to trading, odds are we already have a video on it. So definitely check it out. With the next question, we have Rara saying, thanks, Mike and Tom. Excited for the week. Thoughts on puts for Nvidia for October. So looking at Nvidia, they are definitely rallying. Don't forget that they have that stock split pretty soon. I like the setup, but it'll definitely be pretty risky. So just make sure that you're open to that sort of risk. Just considering how volatile and how much momentum Nvidia has. Overall, I like the setup, but like I said, it is pretty risky.
Yeah, it is. And these stocks really like to run up into these splits. And who knows, Nvidia could keep running up into this split, or it could consolidate. But generally, Apple and Tesla have kept running. So definitely just be a little careful with it. It could keep going up, but nobody really knows. So right now, I would almost treat it like an earnings or something like that. You can see the implied volatility starting to really fly up into this event also. So, just keep in mind that after the split, if you're holding options and like if you're holding in October, that implied volatility might have a little bit of a crash off or something like that right after that, or it might continue up. Nobody knows yet, but that event will definitely change it one way or the other.
And then we have Shaq saying, what do you think about Boeing? So this one I am completely neutral on. There's just no money flowing into Dow stocks right now. So I definitely would not play them to the upside, but at the same time, it's falling and it has some downwards momentum. So I'm completely neutral on this one. I do like it for the long term though.
Yeah, and today there's a pretty decent support around 233.50. You can watch for that to maybe break that tomorrow and then grab some puts right there. I think that would be a really good way to play Boeing. Actually, if it starts to go back up, then you're heading up into a lot of resistance. So it might be a little hard to trade as we head back up if it does go that way. But I'm with you. It definitely looks like it's going to go down to me, and I would think that we might retest that 220 support over the next couple months or maybe over the next month.
All right. Well, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks or anything you're watching for the rest of the week?
Man, still watching Amazon. Everyone's been watching this one today, up 4.69%. Looking like a pretty good runner today, I'll say. Closed really strong. So definitely looking at it for tomorrow. It's only really useful to play this one for quick day trades and stuff. Some of the longer term options on it are pretty expensive. And, just keep in mind, getting them, like I said, a lot of them, even at the money, weeklies can be like $3,000 sometimes per contract. So, like I said, it's going to be really, really expensive. Another stock I'm watching is still AMD. It kind of popped up this morning and then ended up pulling back just a little bit. And if Nvidia starts to pull back, who knows, AMD might start to pull back as well. And they are hitting off the 95 resistance. So definitely looking for them to either break out or start to fall here. And then Mike, I'm still watching your stock Zoom. It just continues to break out every single day. And it just does not stop. So definitely looking for them to break above 403.50, just like we said our momentum plays earlier.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Sorry if there was any like bad connection issues or if the audio came out bad. The weather is getting pretty bad down here in Florida, so it kind of distorted the connection. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to trade with Tom and I every single day, you can click the first link in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We post brand new videos every single day. And if you want to trade with Tom and I live every single morning at market open, you can click the Stocked Up Live link in the description down below and subscribe to the Stocked Up Live YouTube channel. But other than that, thanks for watching.